Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Love for Intuitive Astrology. So, my name is Michelle, and I'm an intuitive astrologer. I combine my knowledge of astrology with my intuition, and this will be reflected in this video. So, today I will talk about the upcoming month of October 2025, and I will start off with describing this month in general. So, we're going to look at the transits, the aspects, the full moon and the new moon, and then we're going to dive into each and every single sign so you can check out what to expect for your sign. Now, most accurate is your rising sign, and for additional information, you can also check your sun sign and your moon sign. So, let's start with the month of October. So, we're starting right off with the South Node and Venus in a conjunction in Virgo. So in the sign of Virgo. Now we did have the eclipse in Virgo on the 21st of September, and we also had a new moon, okay? So this is like the last things that need to be dissolved when it comes to certain habits. So if you started a good habit in September or already in August, or the thoughts that came up that you wanted to have a new habit might continue right now. But these habits are especially related to Venus related activities like love, finances. So the South Node is saying, what are you ready to let go of? And what are you willing to take towards the North Node, right? And we also had an eclipse in Pisces. So this axis was really important, especially in September. So up until the 9th of October, we're going to have this conjunction, and it's going to further take off the layers of your habits. So if you have any negative thoughts towards love, for example, because Venus is about love and self-love, and when we look at Virgo, this is a very self-critical sign. So Virgo can be going towards perfectionism. Maybe you're waiting for love that is so perfect that it's almost impossible because everybody has some type of flaws, right? It's just what are you willing to accept and what type of partner would really suit you, right? Like you would like maybe someone that compliments you. And what is your love language? So these are things that you're going to talk about during this time. It's also the South Node is your past lives and your past. Okay. So for some of you, love might come back from the past. Someone that you need to talk about because Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So maybe you need to talk something true with someone to let something go, or you pick up where you left things, right? And continue a relationship with that person. So it's really about a perspective. It's past and past lives. Okay, so someone that's coming back around this time is, or someone coming into your life is mostly related to either past lives or your past. But also this is money, right? So the way you see money, you might be very critical of your money. How are you spending your money? Are you really saving all the time, trying to save, and not spend anything? Or do you need planning in general? Haven't you planned enough with your money and how you're going to save it? So if you're overspending, you want to look at maybe saving more. And if you're only saving all the time, you might want to look at, how to spend your money wisely, because Virgo rules the sixth house. So this is very much about service. So being of service to other people and how maybe you can invest your money in the best ways possible. The sun is in Libra, right? And this is all about balance. So after we had the summer where usually we are loosening up a little bit. Then there's the season of Virgo where we're back to planning, and now you're back to balancing things out. So it's time for rebalancing your life. However, we do have some aspects, and I'm referring now to the full moon in Aries. And during this full moon, Mercury is also going to take over a little bit because Mercury is in Scorpio and it's squaring Pluto retrograde. Okay. And Pluto will station direct actually on the 13th of October. So very soon. So you're taking out all the thoughts. So, like I said, again, bad thoughts that were hidden. And these feelings might come to the surface. This might be thoughts or feelings towards someone else, or these might be thoughts or feelings towards yourself. Okay. And we can check with all the signs where that would be for you. And, the moon in Aries, because Aries is quite direct, right? So there's definitely some talks that people are going to have, okay? And these might be even difficult conversations, but do watch out for your speech, okay? For most of the month. So from more or less this full moon up until the end of the month, Mercury is going to be very close to Mars. So people are going to be very direct in the highest sense, because Scorpio has many layers, right? And you take the lower layer and you're gonna fight and scream, take revenge, gossip. If you're gonna take the higher road, you're gonna talk things through. And you can also use this for a very passionate conversations or communication. So if you are in a communicative job, you can actually sell a lot, or you can give a fantastic, very in-depth presentation that's going to stick with people, okay? Because Scorpio likes to talk the truth, even though if the truth is ugly. So a lot of truth is going to come out, right? Even already in this Libra season, because later we'll have Scorpio season. This will continue. Also with the new moon in Libra, there's also a huge emphasis on the truth coming to the surface. So on, a worldwide level, I'm pretty sure some truths are going to come out, but also on a personal level where people are going to talk to you and it might shock you even. But these are feelings that people have been suppressing because they've been in the underworld and they need to be coming to the surface. So, yeah, there might be some shocks coming forward, some truths. Mercury is also opposite of Chiron. So it's hard for people to speak up about it. And, Scorpio can hold in certain feelings for a long time, this sign, and can suddenly give outbursts. Okay. So meditate before you want to say something. If you're the one who wants to speak up about something, make sure that you meditate before. Okay. Because literally it can come to some kind of explosion. So yeah, this full moon in Aries. Well, Aries is about, new beginnings as well. So starting something new, or maybe looking at what is preventing you from fully taking that leap of faith. What is holding you back? Is it insecurity in yourself, right? We also have Chiron. It's not really in a conjunction with the moon, but it's in the same sign. What is holding you back from actually doing something that you love, or following this new path that you're craving going towards? Like, what is holding you back? We also have Venus. So Venus is in Virgo, right? And it's sextiling Jupiter. So this is also expanding these like romantic feelings. So some sudden romantic feelings towards someone can pop up. um, Ideas on how to make money. Okay, maybe something you left, a plan that you left behind, and you thought you were gonna, you know, you were gonna leave, and it suddenly comes back to you. Actually, now could be the time to execute that. And when Mercury is square Pluto, there is such precise. Because a lot of times, the mercurial signs like Virgo and Gemini get very they say that they are really good at analyzing, but don't forget Scorpio, because Scorpio is also a very analytical sign and it's also emotionally intelligent. That's why it's so important to use it in the good ways, because water signs can feel people, they have a strong intuition. And when you are not on the path of improving, you can use your intuition for the bad. And that's why sometimes this sign can be manipulative, but it's really up to the person. That's why it has 3 layers. If you have matured into a Scorpio sign, you actually can help a lot of people. You can bring in really in-depth research in whatever job you're in. So Yeah, there could be some research that you might find something that hidden or something that, there are going to be some whistleblowers and things like that around this time, okay? And then let's have we're going to have a new moon. So this full moon, by the way, is at 14 degrees. And we have a new moon on the 21st of October, which is going to be at 28 degrees. And this new moon is also square Pluto. So like I said, we have Mars conjunct Mercury in an exact degree. So this is really intense energy. People want to speak up. We have Libra. Libra is the sign of justice, balance. So there will be probably a lot of protest around this time. People are seek justice for something. People want to be heard. People want to speak up about something. This can be on a global level, but also on a personal level. At the same time, you're going to rebalance what is imbalanced in your life. So whatever makes you feel that you're out of balance, you're going to see the truth of things, okay? Of other people, or maybe in your own life, what is holding you back to be fully balanced, okay? This new moon is also opposing Chiron. So um, are certain thoughts about yourself preventing you from feeling fully balanced, right? Maybe you have negative thought patterns, or, yeah, certain thoughts or habits that are making you feel a bit out of balance, right? And the more you love yourself, always say, the more you nurture yourself. And that makes you feel more balanced, okay? So when your life is in balance, so the skills, when they're out of balance, you are feeling that. And that's shown in your life in, when you have really highs, there's going to be lows, right? So you want to be kind of going balanced through life, which is going to prevent like having extreme highs and then depressions. So looking for highs is also looking for lows. And sometimes you have to go through these extremes to come to the conclusion that a balanced life is much better. And I'm talking from experience here because I was always someone that also was looking for highs. I traveled a lot and I did a lot of partying back in the day. And that was always to find this intensity, right? And the key to live a healthy life and to feel good about yourself is really to have balanced life, okay? It doesn't give you this maybe intensity, but at the same time, it gives you um, you're able to do everything better, okay? So Venus is in the sign of Libra. So this is in its own sign. It's bringing in very romantic feelings. So yeah, there is a lot of intensity going on. And besides that, there is a grand trine in water. So last month in September, there was a grand trine in air. Now we have one in water, okay? Even though we have a bit of a difference, but it's going to continue until the end of the month, at least with Mars, okay? So we have Mars around this new moon. We have Mars and Mercury in a conjunction. It's trining Saturn in Pisces and Jupiter in Cancer, okay? So this is also a very intuitive placement. So if you meditate around this time, you're going to get a lot of messages, okay? Write down your emotions, write down your feelings. And you're going to especially if you're already intuitive, you're going to get this strong sense of where you need to go and what you need to let go of that is preventing you from taking that path, or what is preventing you from actually feeling your intuition. So what is holding you back? We have this new moon also in a square with Jupiter. So it's a very intense time because Jupiter wants to indulge and it wants to expand and all these things. When it's in a square with the new moon in Libra, it's like it wants to be out of balance. It wants to be out of control, right? So make sure that you stay in balance. Because there's this really contradictive energy of I want to be balanced, but I also want to feel this intensity and I want to be heard and I want to be seen and I want to get out there. And yeah, so rebalance yourself. You can even do like meditation or do a reading for yourself or you can get a lot of information if you're diving deep into your psyche around this time, okay? So, and there could also be a lot of gifts coming in through your intuition. So let yourself be guided, okay? Follow your intuition, even though your mind is telling you, like, this makes zero sense. But if your body is telling you what to do, then follow that. That's with water signs. They're really good at feeling things emotionally or intuitively. So definitely follow that. I think I'm gonna leave it at that. So we can go to all the signs. Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's have a look what the month of October 2025 has in store for you. So we're starting off on the 6th of October with a full moon in your sign in Aries, which will be at 14 degrees. So check if you have your Sun, Moon, or Rising at 14 degrees, and especially you will be highly impacted. So what does this mean? It's going to be in your first house. So this is where you start something new, okay? So if you had any plans of starting something, a new habit, a new job, or a company or something like that, this is where you're going to start. So it could be actually starting something, or this is the thought of beginning something new. Now we have Mercury in a square with Pluto retrograde in the 11th house, and Pluto will station direct on the 13th of October. So for now, you're cleaning up all the friends around you that are not really serving you, okay? So some truths might be coming to the surface about certain friends because Pluto is retrograde. So we're going within and we're going to more in-depth conversations maybe with friends, and they might be talking to you about something which will reveal some truths. So this could be, some gossip, or this could be how they truly feeling about the friendship. Okay, so we have Mars in a slight conjunction with Mercury in the 8th house. Okay, so also be very careful with sharing secrets to your friends because they might be exposing things about your life, especially regarding intimacy, money, relationship, these kind of things. It's better to keep for yourself, okay? Also, Aries, you could be the one exposing secrets yourself. This could be regarding an organization, um, maybe an NGO that's not doing the work that they say they're doing. So there's definitely some Aries whistleblowers that are going to expose something to the public. Okay. And we have Venus in a conjunction with the South Node in your 6th house. So this is time for you to let go of certain habits. Now, Venus is money, but also Venus can be, eating sweets. So if you're eating too many sweets or you're spending, too much money on food or things like that, now it's time to create new habits. This is also about balancing how much you give in your work and how much rest you take. So if there is any type of imbalance, because we are in Libra season, and in Libra season, it's time to rebalance yourself. And, are you taking enough rest? Are you working too hard? Are you working too much? Or are you working maybe too little, and would you be doing well with a good plan? So now it's time to let go of all the bad habits that are preventing you from actually getting stuff done. So if you need more rest, listen to your body, because this is your body telling you, Aries, take a break. You need a break. You maybe need a new health plan, healthy habits. Okay, so going to the gym, but also not going to extremes, because extremes are also not working, because the North Node in the 12th house is saying maybe you also need some rest and meditation. So balance the axis of Virgo and Pisces, because this story already started in September and is going to continue right now. Okay. And you have Jupiter in the fourth house. So a lot of you are buying a house, selling a house. Just be very careful with this month because, and especially around this full moon, because there might be some deceptive energy going on with Pluto square Mercury, and Mercury being close to Mars. So there will be a lot of deceptive energy. So if you are selling a house or buying a house or anything, make sure that you double check everything, and also with loans, especially regarding loans, papers, paperwork, okay, that if you're gonna, send money to some kind of organization, that this organization is really what they say they are, okay? So there might be some truths exposed in that. Now, if you're an early degree Aries, you're gonna already feel Saturn coming closer to your sign, okay? And this is really bringing in maturity. So I always say, don't be scared of Saturn. It will move back into your sign on the 14th of February, 2026. And this is going to bring in more strength, maturity, and getting to know yourself, right? This is about getting to know your true identity, who you really are. And sometimes some layers need to be taken off in order for you to find that what you truly want, or what is preventing you from truly admitting what you want in life, okay? So let me pull you a card, Aries. Okay, emotions. So there are going to be some emotions that might be coming up, especially when we're talking about this new moon in Libra, which will happen on the 21st of October at 28 degrees, okay? And this new moon is definitely bringing out more truths, okay? So this new moon is in your seventh house and it's squaring Pluto in the 11th. So once again, no sharing anything about partners or partnerships, even your business partnerships, okay? Because that might be exposed to the public, or people are going to gossip about it. Like you might see some scandals of someone, cheating, and you don't want that to be you. So make sure that you keep things. Well, if you cheat, that's not a good thing, by the way. But make sure to keep things for yourself regarding your partnerships, okay? And don't do anything that you're not supposed to, because it might be exposed around this time, especially because around this day Mercury and Mars are in a very tight conjunction, and we have a grand trine in water in all your water houses, okay? Very spiritual aspects. You have an opportunity to get a lot of downloads. You can heal a lot of things right now. It's like you're going to talk truth also to yourself. So, what is really going on here? It might be even your friends that are saying, the person that you're with is not really right for you. Okay. So you're going to know more about relationships. And if you're single, you're going to figure out that what is preventing you from truly meeting the right person. Is it maybe your group that you're hanging out with that have certain expectations, and subconsciously you're taking their expectations for you on what it is that you need to attract, instead of thinking what it is that you want to attract, right? What is important for you. um, yeah, play music. So some of you are definitely artists, or you're playing some kind of instrument, and you would be actually, it's a very creative time between the 21st of October and the end of the month. There's this grand trine in water. At least, Mercury will move at some point, but it will stay with Mars until the end of the month. So you're going to have a lot of um, feelings and emotions that you can transmute into something creative, okay? I'm getting forgiveness and retreat. So a time to rest, a time to rethink your life. And if there's someone you need to forgive, maybe someone from the past, an ex, maybe yourself, right? Because we're not perfect and we make mistakes. So it's time to forgive yourself and others and dive into your creativity, because definitely you have the potential to make amazing, like the words you're speaking, and it's really in depth this month, okay? So trust yourself, do some meditation, especially after the 21st. You're going to have a really good sense of what to do next in your life. And also, you can get a lot of information, and a huge surge of creativity can come to you, okay? And this can burn also a lot of karma. So, yeah, and some of you are definitely going to expose some truths, okay? Do it only if you feel that that's your task or that's your thing to do, okay? If you don't feel you should, keep it to yourself. But if you want to expose something and you feel that's the right way to go and that feels the right thing to do, then yes, then you can do that, okay? But I always say never at the harm of other people. So it should benefit others as well, okay? So that's my message for you, my amazing Aries. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time. So let's move on now to Taurus. So Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in Aries in your 12th house. So it's time for you to now rest a little bit. So if you've been working a lot, if you've been really busy, now is the time to rest. You have Venus and the South Node up until the 9th of October in your 5th house. So there's definitely potential for you to hear from an ex or hear from someone from the past that maybe wants to talk with you or is interested in dating you. But you do have Mars conjunct Mercury in the 7th house, and Mercury is squaring Pluto in the 10th. Okay. So this person might not have the best intentions. So make sure that if this person comes back, that you understand and you give it time to see if this person comes back with the right intentions or with good intentions. And otherwise, it can be some kind of closure that you can give each other. And also be honest with your current partner. If you're already in a relationship, that you don't hide it, because the truth might be coming out that you're talking to someone else. So be open to about it, because it might create heavy discussions in your own relationship. But in general, if you are in a relationship this month, be careful, because Mars and Mercury can create a lot of intensity. And it could be because maybe either your job is very pressuring because Pluto is in the 10th house, or it's your relationship that's pressuring you, which is preventing you from fully executing your job. Okay. And we have Libra season in your 6th house. So it's good to stay balanced. You have Libra in the 6th house. So it means that when you are eating in a balanced way and you're, working out and you have good routines that are stabilizing you, you're going to feel peace. If anything is out of balance, if your food is out of balance or things like that, you're going to feel, you're going to feel that your health is a bit wobbly. So if health things are coming up, that means you have to change the way you eat. You have to change up your routines, okay? So on the 21st of October, we're going to have this new moon in Libra, which will be at 28 degrees in your 6th house, okay? And we also have Venus there. So again, you're looking at your eating habits, you're looking at your routines, and where you're out of balance you need to rebalance, okay? Now, this new moon is also related to the 10th house because it's squaring Pluto. So look at, are you overworking? Are you working too much? Are you not working enough? Are you skipping meals during work? Things like that. You're now hearing what to change, okay? And we have a grand trine in water from the 21st of October. And, with Mars, it will be a grand trine until the end of the month with Jupiter and Saturn. So here you have massive potential to find new ways to communicate with your partner, with your friends, okay? And communication between you and your friends might not go very smooth. It might be that they're making a comment, and you have to decide who you're going to stand up for, okay? but also it creates, because you have Jupiter in the third house, Taurus, you have a great way of communicating in a smooth way that's going to kind of make things calm. So you have this talent on your side. But yeah, new ideas could be coming forward. And even though you're filtering your friends, you also will see who your true friends are. So you will see, like, these friends are sticking with you no matter what is happening to you. Um, okay, let me draw you a card. Peaceful. So you are working towards more peace in your life. So what needs to happen to have more peace? Okay. Commitment. So you're going to commit to something that is healthy for you. Okay. And also in relationships, how can you commit on a deeper level? Because Mercury is not just, having words with each other. This is also deep and in-depth conversations with your partner, where you can see, like, how can we have a more peaceful life? And maybe just want to have really intense conversations with each other. Optimism. So you're working towards more optimism. We also have Venus in the sixth house after this 21st of October in Libra in its own sign. So yeah, definitely there could be some good news about work. And maybe you get a promotion and your colleagues are not maybe happy about that because they wanted to have the promotion as well. So it's best to let things rest. If that's the case, those feelings will kind of, with time, people will start to accept. But usually when something like that happens and it's new, it's kind of upsetting, right? Emotions. So emotions might be coming up in the workplace this month, around your relationships, but it's time to find new ways of communication to deal with these situations and do that in the calmest way possible. But your strength is going to be staying calm the best way you can in every situation. And, Taurus, this is usually your strength because you are a very stable sign and very often the one that, finds stability in any type of situation. Okay. So that would be my message for you, my amazing Taurus. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time. So let's move on to Gemini. So Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For you, we have this full moon in Aries in your what? In your 11th house at 14 degrees. Okay. And this is related to your friendships. So you might be meeting new friends, and you have Chiron there as well. So sometimes you feel like you meet friends that need a lot of your help and that need a lot of your support. And you have to see in which way you can be a friend without giving yourself up. Because also Neptune is in the 11th house, right? Neptune is going back in Pisces on the 22nd of October. I even forgot to tell that in the introduction, because there's so many things going on this month. It's going to be quite a hectic month, but yeah, not overgiving in friendship, especially up until the 22nd of October, and really feeling where your boundaries are. Okay. You have Uranus in your sign. So, especially if you have an early degree planet, so Sun, Moon, and Rising, between 0 and 5 degrees in Gemini, you're going to be highly impacted by Uranus. And it's going to, bring in a lot of ideas, but sometimes so many that you feel kind of restless. I want to do this, I want to do that. I can travel here, I can travel there. Okay. So there's this enthusiasm, but also it makes you feel a bit restless. Like, what should I do? So sometimes it's good to come back to yourself and really meditate and see, like, what it is that you actually want and could be beneficial for you. Is also a time where some of you are going to do something rebellious. Okay. You're going to change your hair. You're going to have a complete new identity or try different identities to see which one fits you best. And up until the 9th of October, we have the South Node with Venus in your fourth house. So some of you are traveling or moving for work. Okay. moving to a different place. Could be some of you even might be moving back to like a hometown back home, because the south node is the past, right? You could even be visiting home, visiting family, and you're going to see there what it is that needs healing when it comes to your heart. You could have really good conversations with your family that might be quite healing and will change the perspective on what you have on them. Okay, so you might change perspectives. And if you're spending money on the house, make sure that you spend money that you have, first of all, and also that you're not becoming too critical of what your house should look like, or is it clean enough. Like, people are visiting you and you feel that everything has to be so perfect and so everything. So if you have any of these thoughts, it's time to let that go and know that, because you have Virgo in the fourth house. So very often people with Virgo in the fourth house want to have a very clean home, um, and you could freak out when people are visiting. Okay, so yeah, be gentle with yourself on that one. We have Mercury in the sixth house squaring Pluto in the ninth house. Okay, so here there could be some difficulty with communication with your colleagues. And it could be that, you're having words on who's going on a holiday, because Pluto is in the ninth house. So I want to go on a holiday for Christmas, but I want to go on holiday for Christmas. And there might be some words because all of you want to maybe have time off the same time, and you're going to have to figure out who's going to stay at work and who's not going to stay at work. If you're going on a holiday, make sure to not ask too much of yourself, because there's Mars and Mercury. So maybe you're going to do extreme walks, like some of you are going to do extreme hikes or things like that. But listen to your body, that you're not over exercising or overdoing something. Okay. With this placement, you do have a lot of energy and you can channel it the right way by having really a lot of passion for your work and channeling it into sports, but in a healthy way. Okay. Jupiter is in the second house, and there is a ground trine in water by the end of the month. So we have a new moon in Libra on the 21st of October. This is also the start of this ground trine of Jupiter in the second house. You have Mars and Mercury in the sixth. And this ground trine will go until the end of the month with Mars included, at least. And it's also trining Saturn in the 10th house. So work, you can really step up when it comes to work. And if you're someone that worked really hard towards something, so you really put your effort into it, because Saturn will reward you when you work really hard. Okay. So for some of you, there might be good news in for your job, or you might be having really great ideas, because water is very intuitive. So intuitive insights, or like a feeling on what you need to do. And this can bring in more money for you, Gemini. Optimism, right? You're finding a new sense of optimism. And for some of you that are very spiritual that are watching, and I know there's a lot of you here, you can ask your angels for help. Okay. You can ask your angels for help. Oof, it's like a disco in here. Like I need to readjust the camera because I saw it was flickering a lot. I'm not sure if in the end video that's seen, but yeah. Just want to make sure you're not in a disco light here. Venus is in the fifth house. So yeah, it's a time for conception if you want to get pregnant for some of you. Also, this is a time to spend some romantic date with your partner. So by the end of the month, spend some time, do something romantic. Or if you want to go on a date, right? If you're single and you want to date, it's a good time. Just be careful with speech, because everyone is going to be quite direct, but in a way, you kind of know what you have. So the second card I'm getting is peaceful. So it's time to be more peaceful. And there is a decision maybe that you need to make. How can you make the best decisions, right? Gemini, true peace. Because sometimes we're overthinking, we're thinking many things, but the best decisions are made from a place of peace, okay? And then I'm getting blessings of abundance. So definitely money for a lot of you, um, or some opportunity that could be coming your way this month. And for some, I don't know, like some of you kind of feel like undeserving. Let me know in the comments if that's you. Like some of you feel like undeserving when you get something that is really nice or that's like a gift, you have a hard time accepting that gift. So make sure that if you receive a gift and that you really allow yourself to accept that and to yeah, to allow happiness to enter your life, okay? So that's my message for you, Gemini. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time. So let's move on now to Cancer. So Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So we start off the month with, well, on the 6th of October, we're going to have this full moon in Aries, which is going to be in your 10th house at 14 degrees. And this will definitely change the way you see your career, okay? And especially, you know, Cancer rising, you might have had some trouble with work because on one hand, you love your job and everything, but on the other hand, it's like sometimes you're just gonna zone out, especially until the 22nd of October when Neptune is in Aries, because Neptune in Aries makes you kind of like distracted sometimes, but also can give you great creative ideas. Okay, so if you're in any kind of creative job or you need some creative ideas, there's going to be a lot of ideas coming up, especially around the 6th of October. And Jupiter is still in your first house. So you have this great enthusiasm. And even better, right? We're going to have a grand trine in water around the 21st up until the end of October. So you're going to have Jupiter in your first house. You're going to have Mercury and Mars in the fifth, later just Mars, and Saturn in the ninth house. So this is really a fantastic time to go on a new path. It could be that, you know, some things that, how do you say that? Some conversations you're having with your partner or your children, they might be difficult, but they bring in fantastic new ideas. Maybe they're pushing you and saying, you know, you should finally go after what it is that you want. What is holding you back? So they might push you towards a new path, and maybe a holiday might bring you that as well, okay? Because Saturn is in the ninth house. So holidays might be a little bit, it feels nice, but also there's something karmic about it. So something happens that makes you think about something. We have Venus and the South Node in Virgo up until the 9th of October in your third house. So you're letting go of certain thought patterns. But to come back to traveling, you might be going back to a place where you've been before, and maybe it's not the same. It's not the same feeling. But maybe in your heart, this was something that you really wanted to go back to again. Okay. Yeah, also, like I said, communication. You're gonna let go of maybe overthinking or thinking that you have to speak perfectly or you have to speak in a perfect way. Mistakes are very normal, right? We cannot always have a perfect representation of ourselves. Also, in the communication skills, you might get back to something from the past. So maybe some projects that you were working on regarding communication, or you're gonna use that. So you're picking up an old project, maybe an old book that you were writing, and you're gonna go back to it. And maybe you want to do more research on that subject, okay? So Pluto is in your eighth house, squaring Mercury in the fifth. So there could be some intense conversation with your children or with your partner or with someone you're dating. If you're dating, right, make sure that right now you're not choosing someone that is only interested in one thing. Okay, that will be exposed right now. So any person that was just in it for intimacy is going to be exposed around this time. This could also be a time for example, child custody, court cases, things like that regarding children or Yeah, someone that you're in a relationship with, like a divorce. So there might be some intense speeches happening between you two. So make sure that you stay calm and you deal with things the best way you can, okay? Because if you're saying too much around this time, it could be used against you, okay? It's a bit of an intense energy speaking wise. On the 21st of October, there's going to be a new moon in the sign of Libra at 28 degrees in your fourth house. So this is about your family situation. And we have this one also in a square with Pluto in the eighth house. So any layer that needs to be taken off when it comes to family, ancestral patterns that maybe are preventing you from having a healthy relationship or preventing you from having the money that you want, okay, might be coming to the surface right now. You have Venus in the fourth house. So even though things might be tough, there will be a good outcome. Maybe some secrets might be coming to the forefront that makes you understand your parents better. Maybe they did something that they didn't want to tell you, but they felt like they need to tell you now, and that's actually making you grow closer together. Okay. Um, we also have this grand trine, right? Like I said, which is going to bring in so much creative energy for you, a lot of creativity, and even your pain and your wounds you could throw into your creative projects because Scorpio's in the fifth house. So your in-depth emotions and feelings are your key to creativity. Stress management. So it might be a bit of a stressful month, but at the same time, you easily can overcome it because you have Jupiter on your side. Fourth house is also houses, right? So if you're trying to get a loan from a bank, there might be some difficulty there or something you need to discuss before you can get something how do you say that, rounded up. So maybe you need to have extra conversations or any type of obstacles you can overcome, but they might be coming to the surface, like maybe some things in the house that you didn't see when you bought it might be coming up, or like I said, any type of loans, insurances, things like that. Make sure to have good agreements. Healing. This is a month where you can heal on so many levels, Cancer. But you have to believe in yourself, okay? Put on some music and children, okay? Be careful with your children, not getting too angry at them, or they might also feel this intense energy. So they might be a little bit more restless than usual. But believe in yourself. This is also about your inner child. So things that maybe happened to you when you were a child that you want to explain to your family. And this could make you grow closer together. Play music. So maybe you need to listen to some music that is going to, music is very healing. It's a really healing opportunity to reconnect with your feelings and your emotions around this time. Okay. So that my message for you, my lovely Cancer. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time. Thank you. So let's move on now to the sign of Leo. So this is for everyone who has Leo sun, Leo moon, and Leo rising. So you will have this full moon in Aries on the 6th or 7th of October in your ninth house. Okay, so this is a perfect day for you to travel. It's a perfect day for studying. So maybe you have some type of exam you need to do. And actually, this full moon will help you with that. We do have Mercury square Pluto. And actually, for if you're studying, this is a really good alignment, okay? Because Pluto square Mercury is really investigative, loves to do research, and likes to get to the bottom of things, okay? So if you need to communicate or study anything where you need to do research for, it could be in your job. Maybe you have to present something or you're a teacher. Your research might be a little shocking if that's what you're going to share, but at the same time, it is speaking a lot of truth, okay? Now we have Mercury in your fourth house and it's squaring Pluto in the seventh. So there could be some issues with partnerships and your family. Okay. So maybe your family is not fully in alignment with your partner, or there might be some words about your partner that you're having with your family, because Mercury is also coming closer to Mars. And this whole month, Mercury and Mars are dancing around each other. So make sure that with family that you speak your truth, but meditate before, because Mars can bring it out really in a direct way and maybe not the way you would like to say it. So if you meditate, that will definitely help. Or it's your partner that, talks with them. Fourth house is also related to your housing situation. So it could be your partner and one of your roommates or your landlord, or, if you're buying a house, there could be some disagreements with your partner and the person the contractor, for example. So, yeah, be very mindful of that. At the same time, we're going to have Venus in a conjunction with the South Node up until the 9th of October. This is going to be in your second house, okay? So you're going to be mindful about your spending around this time. Maybe you would like to invest something, but Saturn is still in your eighth house. Okay. Saturn is moving into Aries after the 14th of February, 2026, which is going to be a better time for you to invest. But if you want to, it's best to do long-term investment, because Saturn doesn't like anything quick or short-term. Okay. There might be some sudden spendings with the South Node and Venus, like things that you didn't really think about that you had to pay, or you're just overspending on money or things that you think you need, because Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So there's a lot of thoughts about things that maybe you need and you might be overspending. The South Node can also, because it's past lives as well. So according to your karmic sheet, you could also gain money. Okay, sudden gains of money. This could be clients that give you more money. So if you're actually getting more money, this is good karma coming your way, Leo. Jupiter is in the 12th house, and actually around the new moon in Libra, there's going to be a grand trine in air. So this is a very, very spiritual time for you. So Jupiter is going to be in your 12th house. It's trining Mercury and Mars on the 21st of October. But also up until the end, we're going to have just Mars trining, being in this grand trine with Jupiter and Saturn. Okay. So here you're going to know more about certain family patterns, forgiveness, healing of your ancestors. So if you're into blessing your ancestors, this would be a really good time to do so, because that will give you also strong intuitive insights back on how to deal with certain situations. Okay. So there is a lot of dynamic happening within your family, and maybe certain words need to be spoken that are bringing out truths and that can ultimately bring healing to you. This new moon in Libra is in your third house, okay? So strengthening your communication. Also Venus is there, so great communication with your partner right now is necessary. So anything you need to talk through, this could also be a business partner. So any truths that were hidden could be revealed, because Libra wants justice and wants balance. So anything that was hidden might be coming to the surface around this time. Definitely this month is all about hidden truths coming out. So if anyone has anything in the closet, there's a big chance that things are coming out. So it's a good time to stay completely transparent and completely honest, yourself and also for other people, which I recommend with the other signs as well, because this is really truth revealing time. Also on a global level, you will see that a lot of truth will come out. Okay. But your intuitive insights are spot on. and any type of forgiveness towards um, family is going to be healing, or any type of past life regression you're doing, closure of past lives. You can even focus on, in a meditation, on your past lives, that you want to heal that, and that you forgive people you've hurt in a past life, people you've hurt in this lifetime, and that you forgive yourself and you forgive other people. This is a huge ritual that maybe doesn't feel like it has a lot of meaning for some of you, but it definitely can do a lot for you. Okay. And this new moon is also in an opposition with Chiron. Okay. And also Venus is in the third house. So some of you would like to treat yourself on a nice weekend away. Okay. You might be, if you're studying something, this is really an amazing time for you. Okay. There's so much depth. And also when Venus is in Libra by the end of the month, you're going to have a good way in sharing your words. Okay. And like really communicating your thoughts and putting them on paper. Okay. So if you publish anything, it's going to be really in depth. For some people, it might be a bit shocking even to read what you are writing, but there's a lot of truth to it. Okay. So Leo, let me get you a card. On the 13th of October, Pluto is going to station direct. So all old patterns regarding partnerships are going to be revealed, healed around this time. At the beginning of the month, you had Venus conjunct the South Node in the second house. So this also has to do with your self-worth and, what you feel you deserve. And according to that is what you're going to attract, because Pluto is quite harsh in the seventh house. But once you are getting the hang of healthy power dynamics, you will not attract people that are very dominant, or people that, or you're dominating. So it's like push and pull kind of relationships. If you're going out of that and you stabilize your inner power and you don't give it away for a partner, you can definitely attract healthy partnerships. Okay. You're not doomed with Pluto and is transiting your seventh house. So mother, I'm getting, well, fourth house is mother, right? So, and pray. So maybe you need to pray for your mother or talk to your mother to get some healing. You could be angry at her, but it's gonna bring out maybe something is bothering you that you need to talk about. Okay, sign from above. So you will know what it is and you will know how to share it. Believe in yourself that you can bring this the best way possible. Okay, if you need to talk with your mother, maybe you need to forgive her for something or forgive yourself. But this is a great month to get to the bottom of things and move on to better times together. Okay. So that would be my message for you, my lovely Leo. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, let's move on to Virgo. So, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising on the 6th or 7th of October. We're going to have this full moon in Aries in your 8th house. Okay. So this has to do with your intimacy. And with Chiron there in Neptune, it's sometimes really hard to get access to your feelings. And it's really hard, therefore, to share that sometimes with your partner. But you're definitely going to work on that. Okay. It could be either oversharing or undersharing. And for some reason, people have a hard time uh, accessing where you're coming from sometimes. Okay, even though you're not meant to be secretive, like they kind of feel like you are sometimes. So try to sit with your emotions and see how you can convey them in the best way possible. Up until the 9th of October, also, there is the South Node and Venus in your first house, in your sign. So here, you're going to let go of maybe critical thinking, being sweet to yourself, right? Maybe you want things to be so perfect because Virgos are extra hard on themselves. And with the South Node and Venus in the first house, it's like, what are you going to let go of that maybe if you're single, is going to attract the right partner for you. Like sometimes you're expecting so much and the list is really long, right? Virgos are picky. And picky is very good. Don't get me wrong. You need to be picky, but you can be overcritical or over picky. And that might actually, you might miss the right person, because sometimes, also with my clients, that I see that they have such a long list of what they want to attract. He needs to be rich, he needs to be handsome, he needs to be this, or with the woman, same thing, right? And sometimes people still need to grow into that version of themselves. And it's not like you should pick someone that is really far from your list and then hoping they will change, but sometimes things need time to grow. And the first thing that is great connection, to have a great connection with each other, is really a heart to heart conversation, and that you really align with each other on a soul level, that you get along on a soul level, and from that you can build. Okay. So certain thought patterns also about yourself, that you feel like you need to be perfect for you to be loved. If that's not you, right? Sometimes I hear, okay, that's not me, then nothing needs to let go of, right? So this is just what this South Node is going to do. It might bring back people from the past and things that you can actually get closure on. And sometimes you're the one that needs to get closure for yourself. Okay. You are the one that says, I'm giving myself closure, because sometimes the people you want closure with are not going to give it to you. Okay. Um, so yeah, we have Libra season in your second house. So this is really about your money. And, also with this full moon, this is about how you budget your money, spending your money, and certain cycles that maybe you want to let go of. Especially with Aries. Aries is about leadership. So maybe sometimes you are afraid to really step up or speaking certain truths because you feel shame if you're going to really speak up and be fully yourself. So it's about taking off maybe the mask, if you have any, and allowing yourself to be fully yourself, Virgo. And we have Mars and Mercury in the third house. So Mercury is in its own house and it's squaring Pluto in the sixth. It's going to be retrograde up until the 13th. So here it's about colleagues, work, and your voice might be extremely powerful around this time. Okay. So be careful what you say, because it's a truth speaking energy and you want to speak the truth, and that can shock people at work. At the same time, you might have a very strong voice because you did very good research. People are going to be shocked. Okay. So there might be some jealousy on what you have to share and what you have to say at work. It really depends on the level of where other people are at, because we have Pluto squaring Mercury, okay? And later with this new moon in Libra, it's also going to square Pluto. So there's a lot of truth coming out. People's shadow sides are going to be triggered. And in your case, that's going to be work, okay? And also your health is really important, that because you might have many thoughts or thinking, being critical of how you speak and what you're saying. And literally, I'm a Virgo and I'm already struggling. I've been struggling with this video. Like, I wanted it to be so good and so perfect that I'm overthinking about how I need to share things. And, you might be experiencing this in October, that you have so much to share and you don't know where to start. But at the same time, if you do in-depth research, you're really going to shock people with how good and how accurate this is, because Mercury in your sign is really good, but Mercury in Scorpio is also a very precise energy, very intuitive. So you would know what to say according to the people you have in front of you. Okay. So this is a talent that you're going to have this month. So yeah, watch your health. Don't overdo things. Doing too much work might lead to overthinking. So be gentle for yourself and do what you can. Okay. Um, So we have a grand trine by the end of the month, and that will be already around this new moon in Libra, which will be at 28 degrees in your second house, okay? And this grand trine in water is in your 11th house with Jupiter, which is trining Mars and Mercury in your third house. And it's also trining Saturn in your seventh house. So definitely breakthrough energy when it comes to uh, speech. Okay. Maybe you're selling something to the public and they're really impressed with what you're doing. Okay. Your partner, right, with Saturn in the seventh house, your partner needed a lot of commitment. So Saturn brings in hard work and commitment, but you can see the positivity of if you're in a relationship of your relationship and it helped you in the way you communicate. Okay, your partner might have helped you and said, you know what, you can do this, you can actually finish this book or finish this research and show the world and share with the world your words. Okay, so this new moon is in the second house and it's squaring Pluto in the sixth. So there could be some disagreements with work when it comes to money. Or there is jealousy. You might get a raise because Venus is also there in the second house. So a lot of money could come in. It's just wise to not share it with your colleagues if maybe they didn't get the raise or they didn't get like an extra bonus like you did. So this is a bit of a chaotic month, but at the same time, there is possibilities for intuitive messages, intuitive downloads that are really taking you to the next level. Okay, and you could get like a lot of compliments on the hard work you've done. Okay, so this new moon is also in a square with Jupiter in the 11th house. So watch out with overspending. Overspending when it comes to having fun, because Jupiter is in the 11th house. So don't forget to have fun, Virgo. This is really important. Meet your friends. Even if your family feels like they are your friends, then spend time with them. But watch out for overspending, okay? Look deeper. So that's what we talk about. You're looking deeper this month. You're going deeper into certain subjects, and people are really going to praise you for that. Okay. Faith. So have faith in whatever it is you want to achieve. Okay. Because sometimes things feel impossible. Like you can never really get there. But when you have mental strength, which you have this month, you're going to get through it. Okay. I'm getting love life. Okay, so your love life is definitely improving. Your wish is granted. So maybe you and your partner want something like children, or you want to have more fun. You want to find a community that you relate with. You could find a community as well with this ground trine and water. Okay, that really suits you. And the last one is be yourself. So even though the South Node in the first house is saying, it's taking off all the layers that are telling you, like, what are you hiding about yourself that is actually really beautiful? Sometimes people love that part of you, but when you don't show it, it's really hard to love all of you. So, in order to have that love life that you want, you're going to have to share more about yourself, right? To the right people. Don't share with people that don't deserve that kind of attention, okay? But to the right people, yeah, you can definitely share more of your feelings, okay? So that would be my message for you, my amazing Virgo. Thank you so much for being here, and until next time. Let's move on to Libra. So Libra, sun, moon, and rising. First of all, happy birthday for my sun sign and sunshine Libras. I hope you're going to have an amazing birthday, and it's really a lovely time for you to manifest, okay? When you have your sun transiting your sun, it's a perfect time to spread into the world your wishes, okay? So on the 6th or 7th of October, depending on your location, there's going to be a full moon at 14 degrees in Aries in your seventh house. So this has to do with your relationships, okay? Romantic relationships. Also, it has to do with business partnerships. So here it's maybe time for something new, okay? Taking action on something, because Aries is the sign of leading, going ahead with something. So you might just share a good time together, excited about new plans that you're making, being very spontaneous. And this could also be a time where you could meet someone new, okay? You could meet someone new. Now, the South Node is in your 12th house with Venus, so it's not a good time for third party situations, okay? Or secret, there might be like someone secretly having an eye on you, like secretly liking you, because Venus is in the 12th house, is behind the scenes, and it's with the South Node. So it could be an ex that looks back at you and is like, oh, Libra's doing well, Libra's looking well. Jupiter is in your 10th house, so your public image is, you're very magnetic at this time, so people would want a little bit of your attention. So make sure that, check things out before you dive into something, okay? But this could also be a time to let go of past loves and all those things, and you can do that through meditation. You can really let that go, spending some time on your own, okay? So we have Mercury in Scorpio squaring Pluto in your fifth house. So yeah, the person that you're dating, make sure that you don't share too much about your financial situation, especially when it's at the beginning. Like if you've been together for a long time, you might be having more in-depth conversations about money and, worthiness as well. Like it could even be that you see now that you undercharged or overcharged a creative project, okay? Or that maybe you needed more money than you thought you needed. So it's about getting your financial situation in order. Maybe you're going to do research about something creative that you want to start, okay? Do good research, because Pluto square Mercury is very intense energy, but it can really get to the bottom of things, okay? Not a good time for lotteries, gambling, all these kind of things, okay? Because even if you would win it, it doesn't have a good vibration on it. So it's best to now go for your own money and earn your own money, okay? Especially this month. On the 21st of October, we're going to have a new moon in the sign of Libra at 28 degrees, so in your sign, and it's going to be in the first house. Now, this new moon is also squaring Pluto, okay? So again, this is children, also with children this month. Um, be careful with how you communicate with your child. Or maybe they have something to tell you, like a certain secret, and see how you respond to that or how you react to it. Maybe they spent more money than they should have, and they're going to tell you. And it's really up to you how you're going to respond to that situation. You have Venus also in your first house. So definitely you are more balanced. So you're the one that can create the balance if people are going to have harsh speech, because for most of the month, Mercury and Mars are dancing around each other, okay? For you, it's in the second house. So this is about money. So there could be some disagreements about money, payments, things like that. So make sure to have good agreements with other people, especially regarding money. There is a ground trine in water by the end of the month. So the 21st of October, we have Mercury and Mars in an exact conjunction in the second house. It's trining Saturn in the sixth and Jupiter in the 10th. So if you make good agreements with money, there could definitely be new opportunities coming in. And if you were because Saturn is in the sixth house, if you carried your responsibilities well, you will definitely get rewards and you will see good stuff happening for you, okay? But if you have to stand up for yourself regarding money, you do it in a calm way, okay? Precise, researched, well researched, and create an argument that is very strong, and you will get actually the finances that you are looking for, okay? Jupiter is also squaring this new moon, so watch out for overindulgence around this time. Because this new moon in the first house can bring you out of balance, and Jupiter likes to expand. Also with work, you don't have to overdo things or overspeak or overly show what you're doing because you're already very magnetic. So you don't need to overly do stuff. I'm getting higher education. So some of you, because Uranus is in the ninth house, so some of you are really starting to be more interested in higher education, astrology, numerology, because Uranus is more interested in the out of the box stuff, maybe even Kundalini or doing research about that. Okay. I'm getting emotions and child. We talk about children. This is also your inner child. So maybe um, you notice that some things upset you regarding money or regarding your self-worth, and you're going to have to go back to your inner child and see what happened when you were younger, that money maybe was difficult for you or is difficult for you now. And this might be coming up through a situation that's happening, or even your own children could awaken these thoughts again, because very often that's why we relate inner child to your own children, because they can definitely awaken things within you that you thought were hidden. So very often your children are also your teachers, even though you're raising them, but they can definitely teach you a lot as well. Okay. So a lot of opportunities can come your way. A lot of truths will be exposed. Stay balanced. Okay. Stay strong in your identity and stay calm. You do have the planets working for you to stay balanced. So use that and also do a lot of meditation to stay strongly balanced in your energy. Okay. Saturn in the sixth house wants you to have a good routine and a good healthy diet, and also not to run away from responsibilities. If you're not doing that, you're going to be highly rewarded this month. So that's going to be my message for you, my amazing Libra. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time. So let's move on to Scorpio. So Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. For you, we have this full moon in Aries in your sixth house, okay? So this full moon is really waking up routines for you, but also health. We have Chiron there in the sixth house. So if you're giving too much away of yourself in the workplace, because Chiron is about your identity. So maybe you feel like you need to overshare, overgive, and that's going to lead to problems with your health. So make sure that you have strong boundaries and you know where give and take, where it kind of ends for you, that you're not only overgiving, because that will definitely create some health issues for you. Neptune is going to move back in the sign of Pisces on the 22nd of October. So it will stay in the sixth house and then it will go to the fifth. So there could be like some vague complaints, headaches, or because Aries is related to the head as well. So weird headaches might be coming up and they are related to you overgiving, overdoing things, or maybe running away from certain routines or having like a solid day-to-day life routine. Okay, that's really necessary, or a diet that suits you well. Okay, Neptune in the sixth house can also say like watch out with substances, or like drinking too much or eating too many sweets. Okay. So at the beginning of the month up till the 9th, there is Venus conjunct the South Node in your 11th house. So definitely a change with friendships. There you could let go of some friends, or some friends from the past might be coming back to reconciliate with you, to have a conversation, because Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So conversations with you and healing something. And with the North Node in the fifth house, you're maybe more focused on your children, on your creative projects, on your own skill set, and less focused on friends. And maybe some of your friends feel like you're not really including them. So they could be telling you, like, hey, Scorpio, where are you? Like, but you're spending probably more time with yourself. Okay. Also, Mercury is conjunct Mars for most of the month, okay? And especially it will be between the 9th of October and the end of the month, okay? we're going to have this sign. And for most of the month, it's in your sign. And you like to cut through truths, okay? You like to cut through BS. I mean, you like to expose, and you don't like any fakeness, Scorpio. So your Mars is very strong in your first house, okay? So your speech is strong. So people might be a little bit intimidated with your speech this month, but you also have a lot of power. You have a lot of power in your speech. If you're a singer, you could be performing your best song ever, okay? With all that power, you can channel that. If you're doing any type of presentations or you're writing something, this is really the month where you can stand out. We also have a grand trine in water, so that will highly, highly impact you. Okay. So anything creative that you're doing, because Saturn is in the fifth house. Okay. Mercury and Mars are in the first, and Jupiter's in the ninth. So especially from the 21st onwards, you're going to have this grand trine, which is highly impacting you. If you're traveling, also you could be getting to know more of your talents that you're willing to share. If you're teaching anything, there's this really powerful voice. Okay. So during this full moon in Aries, we have Pluto and Mars coming closer together, and it's squaring Pluto, Mercury and Mars coming together in the first house, squaring Pluto in the fifth house. Okay. Or in the fourth house. Okay. Michelle, get it together. Yes. So in the fourth house, and this is related to your family. So, family, there could be some difficulty with family, some maybe, I almost want to say fights or arguments, or you're just angry about certain situations in your family. There could be some secrets being exposed. And this could be family. This could also be a housing situation, like with a landlord, with your roommates, with the people you live with, contractors, all these kind of things. Like things might not be going as you wish it would go. Okay. So yeah, there might be some struggles there, but keep your energy well channeled so you stay calm, and then you really have the upper hand here because it's in your sign. So if you're staying calm and you can convey your message in the best way possible, people are going to be intimidated, but in the right way. Okay. So stick to your truth. That's really important. So we have this new moon in Libra in your 12th house at 28 degrees. And this is about meditation. This is about taking some rest. Okay. We have it square Pluto in the fourth house. So whatever is happening with your home situation and your family might need some rest and rebalancing. Okay. So take some time for yourself, so you or even with your partner, that you are together behind the scenes recovering. Okay, recovering from upheaval. This month is going to be a bit chaotic and a lot of truth will be exposed. Okay, Venus is also in your 12th house, so it's a beautiful time to treat yourself very nicely. Okay, take some mask, take a bath, do some journaling. Your dreams might be extremely vivid as well. So you might be having very deep dreams that are giving you messages. Okay. But a very powerful month where a lot of things can happen. Jupiter is in the ninth house and it's squaring your new moon. So watch out for traveling a lot and not resting, or studying a lot without resting. You need some rest. Okay. So take some time around the 21st. We're almost at your season, but yeah, you're going to be highly impacted by this grand trine. Okay. Safe travel. Yeah. So some of you are traveling this month. Jupiter is in the ninth house. Like some of you even are looking for a house abroad, or you want to work online and, like a digital nomad. Forgiveness. So definitely someone in the family you need to forgive, and mostly related to the mother. Okay. The mother, or um, forgiveness of someone in your life that is disrupting your roots, because the fourth house is about your roots. And From there, you can have optimism and commitment. So this could be commitment to yourself, or, even with friendships, you're going to restructure your friendships and you're going to see who's actually your real friend and who is not. And this commitment to is going to be to someone else or to yourself, okay? But you're going to restructure your commitments and see where your commitment is deserved, Scorpio, and where it's actually not very welcoming. Let me also get you a card from this deck. Feel like I should do that. Okay, birthday. Yeah, first of all, for some of you, it's your birthday. So happy birthday, my amazing Scorpio. If you're a Scorpio sun and your birthday is in October, happy birthday. You see, walk away. Like some of you are going to walk away from something. And I love how the channeling messages always align with astrology and then also with the cards, right? Everything is always in alignment. Practice, practice, practice. So maybe you want to polish certain skills because Saturn is in the fifth house. It was really testing your skills, right? And the trust you have in your own skills. So maybe you had to practice something more to become better. But with Saturn, there's huge commitment and you will get rewards for the commitments you've made, okay? So that's my message for you, my lovely Scorpio. Thank you so much for watching and until next time. So let's move on to Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So for you, we have this full moon in Aries in your fifth house, okay? So this is the house of children, romance, and with Chiron and Neptune in the fifth house. Like Neptune will be in Aries up until the 22nd of October. Some situations might be a little bit foggy, okay? So it could be that your children are having certain problems that you're not really can grasp. So it could be at school, it could be with health, and it's just really hard to grasp what is going on. So maybe around this time you can have clear communication with them and really talk things through. Also, with these planetary alignments, you definitely have a chance to have massive new creative ideas. Okay, there could be a lot of creative ideas coming to you that is going to start something new for you. So Chiron is in the fifth house, so your woundings and your pain are a trigger for your creativity. Neptune there is going to help you, and this full moon is going to bring in new ideas for certain maybe hobbies that you have. You could just be spending time by yourself, creating something artistic, and it's just going to really bring you back to yourself, to your inner child, and healing that part of yourself. Because fun is part of life as well, right? Sometimes we have to be in our own element, put some music, and really enjoy yourself by could be by yourself, could be with a group of people, because it's in an opposition with Libra in the 11th house. So maybe you can do like a painting club together or with your friends or do certain workshop, and that could have a huge impact on you. We have Mars in and Mercury coming closer together. For most of the month, they're going to spend in your 12th house, okay? And this is really about harsh speech. In the 12th house, this is a bit related to like secrecy about something, maybe people gossiping a little bit. It might also be an internal fight that you're having with yourself. Like anger might be coming up that certain things happen certain way. Subconscious anger could be from past lives even, okay? Could be from the past. And this, like, you can't really pinpoint why you're angry, but you're angry. And you can only access this anger through meditation or, practices of yoga, things like that, okay? And up until the 9th of October, there's going to be a south node with Venus in the 10th house, okay? And by the way, this full moon in Aries is on the 6th or 7th, depending on your location. So the South Node and Venus are there up until the 9th in your 10th house. So whatever it is that, you're holding on to when it comes to your career, something that maybe you're super critical of yourself, okay? It's time to let that go. And it's about going more inward. So in the North Node in the fourth house wants you to create from the heart, from the root of who you truly are, instead of looking at what are the trends. That's not going to work with the South Node in the 10th house, okay? The South Node is also means past life karma. So regarding work, if things are going well for you, this is according to past life and past life deeds. Okay. So you could get fame or more recognition, but that's really based on past life and also something really like detachment from ego. Okay. But in general, it's a change of perspective on how you do your work, and you're going to create more from the heart instead of from overthinking. Like you need to do everything so perfect because, you know, everyone's going to judge basically. Everyone might be judging you. And with the midheaven in Virgo, if you have that, you have a certain perfectionism that people expect a lot from you as well. But, you know, sometimes that can actually counteract. So it's better to create from the heart and from the heart space right now rather than calculating everything or thinking that it has to be so perfect because it will come out less natural. Okay, so this is what you're letting go of. There could be sudden gains of money for your work or actually sudden losses, but that's really according to past life, your past life. Okay. Also going back to an old company or a company contacted you again or clients contacting you again that they want to work with you and they come with a maybe good proposal, and according to what you're looking for you can accept it or not accept it. Okay. So Mercury is in Scorpio and it's squaring Pluto in the third house. So your research skills are really in depth right now, okay? Especially related to spiritual subject. Is if that's something that you're into, you can do a lot of research regarding that. Secrets might be exposed, like certain gossip or certain things that you didn't know happened might be coming to the surface that have been hidden for a long time. Okay. And this month, a lot of secrets will be exposed. Okay. So this is not a time to not be honest. I tell every sign this is a time to be transparent because the truth will kick you from behind. Okay. You will get definitely, you could get instant karma if you're not honest. So this is a time to be honest and to cut to the truth of a situation. Now, by the end of the month, we're going to have a new moon in Libra, okay? And that's going to be in your 11th house. And it's also squaring Pluto. So Venus is in your 11th house. So you could have deep conversations with your friends. It might be a little intense, but definitely this could bring you closer together. Same if you're traveling with your friends. It might not go extremely smooth, but because you're good friends, because Venus in Libra will definitely harmonize it. So even there are some obstacles, if you talk with each other the best way possible, you can actually grow closer together around this time. So if you want to do something fun, this is the time to do so. Okay. If you're traveling, there might be some hiccups even with the trip, something you've booked that it might not go exactly the way you wanted, but then it turns out in the end, it will turn out fine for you. There's a grand trine in water. So Jupiter is in the eighth house. It's trining Saturn in the fourth, and it's trining Mars and Mercury in the 12th house. So this is a very spiritual alignment. Now is the time for you to meditate. Really, this month, if you meditate, you can get rid of a lot of inner frustration, inner anger, and it might be coming from how you were raised, okay, how you grew up, and you didn't know that something was still stuck with you, and it might be revealed by the end of October, okay? Um, Let me get you a card. Also, this new moon is in a square with Jupiter in the eighth, so watch out for overspending or lending money to friends that maybe you're giving a bit too much away, okay? because you feel really abundant right now, but be careful that you don't overspend. Like you love your friends, but you don't have to give everything away, okay? So, what do we have? We have pregnancy for some of you. So, this can be literal pregnancy, okay? But this can also be the start of something new. So, starting a new project, working on something. Um, if you're launching anything around this time, make sure that you might get some criticism, but it will also get a lot of attention. Okay. So it's a dubious energy, but yeah, let go. So you're going to definitely let go of a lot of things, especially subconscious beliefs also that are holding you back from maybe achieving the things that you want to achieve. Okay. You have Jupiter in the eighth house. There could be money coming in also for you through taxes or certain papers. You might find an investor that want to invest in you. So this could be your new project idea that might be growing. Also, I'm getting vegetarian. So some of you are thinking about becoming vegetarian or eating less fish and meat, okay? Especially if you're on the spiritual path, it makes your energy a bit lighter, okay? So if you do readings like me or you do something in the spiritual field, it helps to eat less heavy, dense foods and more lighter foods will raise your frequency, okay? And but I never tell anyone to change because I do it, right? This is the most important because sometimes people say, I am this, so you should do that as well. No, it's only if you want to and if it will benefit you. But yeah, if you're on the spiritual path, definitely a vegetarian or a vegan diet will help you, okay? Or you can even do like few days a week. This have a good balance, okay? You're a leader and triumphant. So um maybe it's time to see yourself as more as a leader. It could be that you've dealt with some insecurities that you thought you couldn't do it or you weren't able to do it. But if you're overcoming these obstacles and you're listening to your gut feeling this month, really important, listen to your intuition. You're going to overcome your obstacles and you're going to make it work. So no matter what happens, stay calm, do your meditation or do some hypnosis or even get a reading or something like that to align yourself and to come closer to, if we accept healing and accept that we all have shadow aspects and wounds, you can heal in a quicker manner. Okay. You can heal in quicker ways and you will see good results because sometimes manifestation cannot happen or it doesn't work because there are still blocks holding you back. And these subconscious feelings you might get access to by following your anger. Okay, so that's my message for you, my amazing Sagittarius. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you. And until next time. So let's move on to Capricorn. So Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising. So for you, we have this full moon in Aries on the 6th or 7th of October in your fourth house. Okay. So this is definitely could be a move for some of you, or you want to just like organize your house. You want to have some kind of reset because Aries is the first house. It's about taking action. So maybe you're taking action on the home, your house. Some of you are moving for a job, okay? Moving for a job and you want to organize all your things. Now, Neptune is there in the fourth house up until the 22nd of October. We have the moon there and we have Chiron. So, if you're dealing with any kind of leaks in your house or water problems, you could be solving that right now, okay? And we have the South Node in Virgo with Venus, okay, in the ninth house. So you could be traveling back to a place you've been before. And according to that, you're going to see if you still love this place or maybe you're not going back again. Like you can have closure here. You could even be traveling to an ex or someone that you used to date, travel with or to that person and the outcome is really according to your past life, okay? But you might be hearing from someone even from a distance, could be contacting you like, hey, Capricorn, how are you doing? How is life? Just checking in with you and seeing how things are going, okay? You might be also diving back into old teaching. So maybe something you've studied before, you just want to read it again to get the knowledge and, save that and print it in your body so you can remember it on the long term, okay? Because we have Saturn in the third house. This is more about long-term memory. And to train your long-term memory, you have to read something. So Jupiter can soak up a lot of information, but it can also forget it really easily. And it's really easy to talk when you have Jupiter there in the third house. But when you have Saturn, is in depth, it's less words, but more impact, right? So this is where you're going to. And we have Mercury in your 11th house with Mars. So watch out with, you could have arguments with your friends. Friends are arguing with you, and it's squaring Pluto in the second. So this argument could have to do with money. So be very careful with money and your friends, sharing how much you're earning, because they might want you to pay more if they know how much you're earning. Yeah, so a natural flow of money is important. So not paying anything and let your friends pay, or the other extreme. Okay, so you're rebalancing the way you see money. And maybe you have to speak up to a friend like, hey, listen, I'm paying all the time. Or your friends like, hey, listen, I'm paying all the time. And you need to rebalance this situation. It also has to do with your self-worth, because if you feel like you're not appreciated or your friends are not really valuing you, you're gonna talk about that this month, okay? On the 21st of October, there's going to be a new moon in the sign of Libra at 28 degrees. And you also have Venus in the 10th house, okay? So there could be new work coming in. But once again, it's really a good time to budget your money, or there could be some disagreements with clients also with money, okay? So this month you could have to deal with some money obstacles, because first Mercury is in a square with Pluto, and then we have this new moon also in a square with Pluto. So make sure to have good conversations about money. This could have to do because maybe you want to save for a house or save for something and you don't want to overspend, but you have to get the right limit, of give and take right now. That's going to be the key to working with this energy. We also have a ground trine in water. So first we have it with Mercury, Mars in the 11th house. Okay, and it's going to be trine Saturn in the third and trine Jupiter in the seventh. Okay, so your partner might be helping and supporting you in a lot of ways right now. If you're single, you could definitely be meeting someone, so keep your eyes open. Don't You can tell your friends, but not too much, not this month, okay? So they might disagree with the person that you're dating, or your partner might help you with your friends. Even, if they are making an argument with you, he's going to stand up for you. It could also have to do with your siblings. So your friends, your siblings, like a lot of people might be involved, but ultimately it's going to help you grow. And yeah, it's going to help you speak in a manner that conveys a strong message. Okay. So do good research. Think about before you speak. That's going to help you. Okay. For my lovely Capricorn, retreat. So some of you need a break as well. Take some rest. I mean, there's this full moon in Aries in the fourth house. So that also means like resting a little bit, taking some time at home, spending time at home. Okay. We're having the mother, which is also the fourth house. Okay. So spending time with your mother, commitment and rewards. Okay. So maybe some commitments that you're making are going to reward you. So with Saturn is really about commitment, right? Rewards you after commitment. So if you did a certain study and you stick through it, you're going to be rewarded. Okay. So if you did some research or you kept going, you're going to see rewards also in the workplace. Okay. So your commitment is going to be rewarded. And if any sign, because Saturn rules your sign, is going to know how to commit, it's you, Capricorn. Be brave and activist. So maybe you're going to stand up for something. Like some of you might even be protesting because there's the 11th house, there's Mars and Mercury. Okay. Protest in the most peaceful way possible. Okay. In a light workers way, like a peaceful warrior, and be brave. Okay. Be very brave if that's something you want to do. Like some of you are going to expose organizations or things that are not honest or are not going well. You might expose that, but be very careful how you expose it. So make sure you meditate before, and you can make a huge impact. Okay, so that's my message for you, my amazing Capricorn. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time. So let's move on to Aquarius. So Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So for you, we have this full moon in Aries on the 6th or 7th of October in your third house. So some of you are definitely going to travel. Now, there could be some miscommunication happening during this travel. We have Neptune in the third house. So it just could be that sometimes you're going to zone out, Aquarius, and people are like, hello, can you please repeat what you're saying? It's more because you're zoning out or you have a lot on your mind. Also, Chiron is there in the third house. So sometimes you're afraid of speaking up, okay? Afraid to speak and say what you want to say. On the contrary, we have Mercury and Mars coming together this month in your 10th house in the workplace, okay? Now, you might be hiding certain feelings in the workplace, like not being happy about something. Be careful that you're not going to explode this month, okay? We have Mercury in the 10th house, squaring Pluto in your first house. And in the highest sense, you could have a very powerful speech, have such great ideas, did amazing research, and people are really impressed. But on the worst sense, you could be arguing with your boss because 10th house could be your boss, or also be careful how you speak in the public. Could even be at, the square at school where your children are at, that the things you're saying could be harmful to others, or the other way around, like people are saying things that are harmful to you. Okay, so stick to honest communication and direct, and you're gonna really nail this. Okay, because you can impress a lot of people. Also, if you're on social media, um, you might expose something or do some research that people are like, whoa, I never would have gone that far. That's really impressive. Okay, so stick to the truth the most you can, because Scorpio, in the best sense, can expose truths, can do a lot of research that will really shock a lot of people. Okay. That is just South Node in Venus. The South Node conjunct Venus in Virgo in your 8th house. Okay, so a lot of you Aquarius, you're less focused on joint bank accounts, joint finances. You're more focused on making your own money. This is where the North Node is pulling you towards. So if you were before maybe collaborating more or working with a partner, maybe now you want to also have something on your own, right? Some of you are also already working on your own, no problem. Then it's also about letting go that you think you need someone, but you get the trust and the self-worth that you can do it on your own, right? You can get help, and that's according to your karmic sheet, okay? Because the South Node is bringing in gains from past lives according to your karma and what you've done in past lives, right? This could also be money coming in through third parties, like someone is suddenly giving you money or supporting you on your journey with work, or supporting your travel or your trip that you're going to make, that someone wants to support you, invest in you. Money coming back from insurances or any type of governmental companies, institutions, you get some support from. But also, this could be someone from the past coming back. But eighth house is interest, more related in intimacy. Okay. If that's something you want, I'm not here to judge, but be careful with people coming back right now and see what their intentions actually are with you, Aquarius. If they come back for, you know, a fun time or for the long term. Okay. It could happen, but don't give in too quick. So you will know if someone is coming back for, entertainment or if they're coming back for you. New career. Like some of you are going towards a new career. You could actually resign. Some of you are going to resign. If that's not what you want, stay calm, okay? Stay calm, especially around these full moon in Aries, around that time with Mercury right in your midheaven. If you have midheaven at 0 degrees, so check out when Mercury is, on your midheaven or close to it, squaring Pluto or with Mars. Like some of you want to resign, okay? There could be a new career coming for some of you. I'm getting spiritual teachers. So some of you are definitely into spirituality, and you could be bringing in a lot of in-depth information for people, okay? Healed. So Venus and the South Node as well could make you a very, very strong healer at this time, okay? You could be getting into the depth of people and also of yourself. Okay. So massive healing can take place. We also have a new moon in the sign of Libra, and you will be highly impacted if you, Aquarius, have your sun moon rising around 28 degrees as well. Now, Venus is also in the ninth house. So, again, a really nice time to travel. But this travel might transform you in many, many ways because this new moon is squaring Pluto as well. So, we have a lot of plutonic energy where you can work on rebalancing yourself. So, anything out of balance in your life needs rebalancing. And you can do that through traveling. And also through reading, okay? Reading, studying, meditation. We have a ground trine in water. So Jupiter's in the sixth house, okay? This gives you good relationships with your colleagues. This is great for nurturing yourself, but also watch out for not over nurturing yourself with too much food, okay? But yeah, this ground trine in water can give you a new job if you want to, okay? Make good agreements about money because it's Jupiter in the sixth. We have Mars and Mercury in the 10th. And later in the month is going to be only Mars in this ground trine. And then it's trining Saturn in the second. So make good agreements about money, okay? Child. We have Uranus in the fifth house. So if you don't want to get pregnant or anything, just be careful because Uranus can give unexpected situations. And we have a huge ground trine in water. Okay. But in general, this month can bring a lot of transformation for you and also new career opportunities. And this could be through obstacles or making space for something else. Okay. Making space for something else. So, this new moon is also in a square with Jupiter. So again, watch out for overindulgence, especially if you're going on a holiday that you're not drinking, eating so much that it's going to be hard to get the weight off. But in a positive sense, you can enjoy yourself a lot when you are away, especially around the 21st. And you're going to see the world in a different way. Okay. It's going to transform you this trip in a lot of ways. So this is my message for you, my amazing Aquarius. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time. So let's move on now to Pisces. So Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So for you, we have this full moon in Aries in your second house. Okay. Second house is everything to do with your finances. And Neptune also Neptune is now in your second house up until the 22nd of October. So it could be that finances are going out quite quickly. Okay. So be careful on how much you're spending because you could be earning more and that could be resulting into spending. But don't forget, after the 14th of February, Saturn is going to be in your second house, restricting your money for some of you. So save as much money as you can would be my suggestion. Mercury is in your ninth house and it's squaring Pluto in the 12th. So you might dive into a lot of hidden secrets when it comes to spirituality, okay? You might be exposing even like a fake teacher, but also you could get hidden depths like through dreams or through research. You will get a lot of answers to yourself, but also to how the world works. So you're going to have this curiosity to how's the world coming together? Like, what can we do? And who are we? And why are we here? So, a lot of questions might arise for you, Pisces. And we have Venus conjunct the South Node in your seventh house. So, for some of you, past love might come back. And actually, for you, because it's in a sextile with Jupiter in the fifth house, for you, it can actually work out. So, this person coming back can actually become a long-term love for you. You could date this person for a longer time. And if you're going to have a closure with someone, it's going to be in a nice way, okay? You're going to close it to make space for someone else. So, yeah, it could be a romantic month for you, actually. It's not for going to be for a lot of signs, but for you, it can definitely be a romantic month. We also have a grand trine in water, which obviously is going to really impact you in a positive way. So this grand trine is from around the 21st because we have Mars and Mercury together in the ninth house. We have Jupiter in the fifth, and we have Saturn in the first. So if you don't want children, be very careful. If you do, it's a perfect time. It's a very fertile time for you, okay? And we have this new moon in Libra on the 21st that is going to square Pluto in the 12th. So, hidden depths, you're going to go to the depths of your patterns in your life. If you get money coming in, make sure that you kind of keep that a secret, okay? Don't share that with too many people right now. But coming back to this grand trine, great for creativity. If you're going on a trip, there might be some words you're having with people, or even could be with a teacher of yours, okay? But this teacher might challenge you into a creative project or into a new idea that's gonna work out on the long term. Even your children bring in fantastic new ideas that you can use. And if you really worked on taking on responsibility with Saturn in the first house, you're going to be rewarded, okay? Things are going to get a bit slower, things are going to get a bit easier, and the feeling of heaviness is going to decrease for you. So it's going to be a lot less, okay? Let me get you a card. We also have this new moon in a square with Jupiter. So even if you get a lot of money through different sources like investments, or if you deal with a new investment, make sure to get all the details right because this new moon is still in a square with Pluto, okay? So there might be some deceptive energy coming from a past life. But don't overspend. Like imagine your family gives you money or your partner earned a lot of money and you want to spend it. You might be overspending for your children or for dates or yeah. Yeah, you can pay off a lot of debt this month, okay? Karmic debt. So if you do any type of meditation or even if you're just working on your creativity, you can definitely get the old weight and habit of debt is lifted from you and your life, okay? This is Saturn going to, with this grand trine, is going to lift things up for you, okay? I'm getting everything is okay and new career. So some of you are looking for a new career. Maybe you're doing research for that, seeing what actually suits you and what actually fits you and how you're going to get there. Yeah, express your individuality. So by doing something creative in your spare time, you can get closer to what it is you're passionate about and new ideas might be coming in. Okay. I'm also getting get some exercise because there's a lot of water and planets, and swimming would be the best, to be honest, anything related to water sports. But try not to be too lazy because this energy is very flowing and you might feel like not working out too much. But try at least to walk or to swim or do anything in that trend so you feel better. You found it. So okay, there might be a lot of stress been in your life, but now you see like all of this happened because of that and that, right? Sometimes we have a tough childhood or something difficult that happened to us, and we don't know why it happens, but later you're like, oh my God, that's why it happened because it resulted in this, that, and that. And I had to learn these things. So you will see that when you grow and you mature, you see that situations were actually a blessing. And very often you grow so much from that that you grow the most through difficult situations, and the rewards will come after. So be sweet to yourself. Uh, and know that you've come so far and you can be really proud of yourself. So that's my message for you, my amazing Pisces. Thank you so much for being here, and until next time.